You have to be in the Champions League, and that means top 4. Or else go on and win the Champions League this season. But that's hard. That's very, very hard. But just look, let's see where our form takes us for the next few games. So Liverpool are away to West Ham today in the London Stadium. For the last few weeks, as we know, Liverpool have been in dire form. Games they should have won, or on paper should have won. They're even struggling with them. So I think it's fair to say that Slot, as we said, and you've seen me having a rant during the week, that I think it's time for him to go. I want Liverpool to win today. I mean, it'd be easier if Slot could turn this around and just get on with it than bringing in a new manager, then giving him time to get everything right. Even though I think we have the players there, maybe short one or two. Obviously, defensively we were short, but I mean, I think most of what we need is there. And I'd prefer if Slot turned it around. I mean, you will say things in the heat of the moment. We all do, and you get taken, you get annoyed, and afterwards. But I still think Slot, it's inevitable. I think it's inevitable he's getting the sack. I really, really do. But again, as I said, I'd love for him to turn it around today and start winning and getting this show on the road. The form has been shocking. I don't think anybody can defend the amount of games we've lost since the back end. It was in March last season, they were saying. Now look, that's gone. We won the league last season. Maybe this will start with this season. But the amount of games we've lost is unbelievable. And it's worrying times. I still think there's something going on. I don't know if it's the players, if any of them have fallen out with each other. I don't know if the players are not playing for Slot anymore. They don't believe in him. But there's something definitely wrong. But anyways, look, today I hope we get back to winning ways. But you always feel they're vulnerable. I just feel the Slot's, I don't know. I think he's just lost it. But look, let's see. I mean, next few games is going to tell a tale, and the next few games, his job depends on it. I mean, if he's able to keep his job, if he's still there at Christmas, that means we're doing something right. That we're back to winning ways. Look, Liverpool's not going to take this slide now, and I hate saying this because I remember Ryan Giggs said about Liverpool that Man United never drop off like Liverpool, and they did. I don't think, and Liverpool did drop off, but that was back in the 80s and we'll say going into the 90s. But I don't think Liverpool, it's a one-off season. I do believe that. I believe it's a one-off season. You don't want this to gather momentum through season. I think it's a one-off. The season's obviously not over in terms of, trophies or anything like that, but the league is over, we know that. But I still want to be challenging for the plan. There's nothing worse than not being in the Champions League. You have to be in the Champions League, and that means top 4, or else go on and win the Champions League this season. But that's hard. That's very, very hard. But just look, let's see where our form takes us for the next few games. And yeah, look, Alisson's back today. Look, Alisson's top class keeper. I think Alisson's the best keeper in the world. So him in goals all the time, I'm very, very happy with. I don't know if he's only probably a season or two left, and I might say at Liverpool, I think he'll leave. Kevin Keller would have been the man. I know he left, but that was the man I think was the right man to replace him. But anyways, Kirk is back left full. Kirkus needs to start playing well. He needs to start getting good games behind him, and he needs to start. I don't know, just being a bit more measured in things. You've seen him, and you've seen him yourself. Like he's wired with challenges. That he seems off at the times. But look, we'll see where this takes us with Kirkus back at left full. Obviously, Slot doesn't think Robertson's up to it, although I would have preferred Robertson back at left full. But look, Van Dijk and Konate, what can we say? They haven't been having the best few weeks. I actually thought Van Dijk was playing well for the first 7 or 8 league games on it, and I maintained that. And I've said in a previous video that he couldn't be everywhere in the pitch. I mean, in terms of defence. So look, but he hasn't. He's been off it. He's been way off it himself. The last few weeks, we know that, and he'd know that obviously. Konate, yeah, it's crazy how far Konate has fallen off. And now we're hearing during the week that Real Madrid have no interest in him. But look, we'll see where that takes. I mean, PSG is back looking for him as well, I think. But Konate needs to lift himself. He really, really does. And that just goes to show you, he'd be dropped on the other time, I think. Only that we're very, very tight on defenders, which tells you they've fought badly in terms of defence. Or lack of it in defence. Right full is Gomez. He's putting Gomez back right full. You know, it's someone I think he could have done a job there last week, even during the week against PSV. But look, a midfield, we're going McAllister, Gravenberch. I done with this formation. Like, I was looking at this formation and look at the starting lineup here in front of me here, and I don't know. It's looking like it's 4-2-3-1. Gravenberch, McAllister, Gakpo, Szoboszlai and Wirtz. So we know Salah's not there, and rightly so. I don't think Salah's up to it. I think, and look, it's a hard argument for both sides. When you're defending Salah or you're thinking he should be dropped, because yes, nobody's ever disputed how much he's been good for the team. He's been unbelievable. We know that. But it's now, you know, we can't start thinking like that. If he's not playing well, and not because he didn't get a chance, he's gotten his chances, but because he's just not in form. Maybe a couple of games on the bench maybe might just give him enthusiasm again to come back and get his form up again, or the hunger to perform again. But he should be dropped, you know, and that's it. I mean, he hasn't been performing, and he hasn't been performing all season. You know, a couple of games on the bench, give someone else a chance. Szoboszlai, Wirtz. I'm happy to see Wirtz back. I want to see Wirtz get up and running, because I actually think he's unbelievable footballer. We know he's a technically unbelievable footballer, and I think once he gets up and running, he gets that confidence behind him, I think he's going to light up the league. I really do. I think he's too good to be a flop. But look, there has to be more performances there in him. Szoboszlai, we know, I think he's been our best player all season. He's been an unbelievable player. You can't say anything else about the man. And his Isak up front, Isak was very bad, very poor during the week. You know, he needs to step up as well. You know, he's a world-class striker, as we know, but he needs to start showing that. But yeah, well, let's see where it takes us. Let's see what this game does. And we'll be talking to you at half-time. So that's the first half out of the way. 0-0 at half-time. Liverpool seem to be playing, you know, a lot better than they have been in recent weeks. You know, it's not, they haven't given West Ham much away to West Ham today. Bowen, Wilson and Paqueta, they're actually being quiet, which, you know, they're the most important thing for West Ham, scoring goals. So keeping them quiet is going to give you a great chance of getting a result. And the result should be a win. I want to win the game. I think the football has been very, very okay. I mean, it's not been unbelievable, but it's actually been a lot better than what it has been. I think Wirtz is actually our best player today. I think Wirtz is brilliant, and he's popping up. It's hard to pinpoint him to position. He seems to be playing between the forward line and the midfield, hanging up, you know, in them pockets there, and everything is going through him. And because of that, Liverpool is playing a lot more direct, which is better. This possession football is shocking to look at. Brutal, and nothing coming of it. And since you've seen him, he's back in, and things seem to be moving quicker with him. You know, he takes one, sometimes he doesn't even take it, just one touch, and he moves it very quickly. But he's very important for Liverpool going forward. You can see it. He's a great man to link up with, and he's popping up everywhere. Very important. Isak had a chance. He was unlucky. I mean, he hasn't been playing well, but he had a chance there in around the penalty box with that half volley, and Areola pulled off a good save, in fairness. He's been quiet really, but Gakpo's been okay. Our better players, Gravenberch has been doing well. I think Kanata has been a bit better today, but yeah, you can just see the Wirtz. It's going through Wirtz. You can see it, like you can see the football. If we're going to get a result, it's going to be through him. I think he's been brilliant today. We haven't given much away. West Ham haven't had West Ham, I don't think have had any chances. I don't even know if they had a shot on target, but not that I remember. I don't think they had. So I mean, it's better. It's definitely better. And I think, you know, looking at this first half, I think it's a game we could go on and win the game. He'll probably bring Salah on around 15-20 minutes to go. Fair enough. If we're still at 0-0, you know, wouldn't be a bad fella to bring on. But other than that, yeah, there's not a lot happening. We haven't been bad. We've been pretty good, in fairness, but we need to score a goal. We need to get the ball into the back of the net. And defensively, we've been tight. In fairness, like as I said, we've been keeping them three boys quiet. So not a lot to talk about in that half. So pretty much it. Hopefully, I think the game is there I think it's there for the taking. Definitely is going off that first half, and I'd be disappointed if we don't get a result here today. I think we will get a couple more chances. I definitely think that. But yeah, we just have to make sure and keep it tight at the back, and we have to make sure we don't concede. If we don't concede, we'll always have a great chance because, we'll score goals. But let's see how this first half or second half goes, and we'll be back. And it's about fucking time. Woo! Liverpool have finally gotten a win. Deservedly so. They were the better team over the 90 minutes. But you can't get carried away. And I've said this during the week, if they're beating PSV, Liverpool need to go on a run. I think we know that. I just don't want this to be... Look, let's talk about the game first. Sorry. Liverpool deserved the game. To the better team overall. I don't think that sending off at the end would have made much of a difference. Now, having said that, Bowen had a chance there to equalise. It was probably... Should he have scored it? Maybe not. Maybe hit a target, yeah. But overall, Liverpool deserved the 3 points. I thought Wirtz was brilliant for us. I said that and I came off, but that's because he's only back. Isak took his goal very, very well, but he'd been quiet. He has been quiet and had been quiet. But what a finish! And of course, that's what he's capable of doing. I mean, from such a tight angle, not a tight angle, but where he put it, like stuck to the corner, and the ball coming across him almost. It was a lovely finish. Yeah, look, it's great to get the 3 points, but we need a run. We definitely need a run of games and results. And I'm just going to check here. I know our next game is against Sunderland. Now that's a game we should be winning at Anfield, but we've said that before. Then we've Leeds coming up away. It'd be nice to go and beat Leeds. I mean, if you beat Sunderland, you beat Leeds, you could just say, right, put this behind us and get a bit of momentum going. What I don't want, and I just don't want it to be stop-start. I don't want it to be, we won today, it's great, and then we go and drop points again and we win. And then you're kind of in the middle of, I hate saying this, but sacking them. You're in the middle of it all, kind of saying, will they sack him or not? Because I think that's where United is at the moment, where they have been with Amarim. I think they're looking like they're going to do something and they don't do, and they're off and on. And I hope we don't do that for the rest of the season, where the results is there, and then we're not getting the results, and then we're getting the result. I don't want it to be. I just want this. Look, I want us to get a run of games. I really do. But we can't get carried away, Liverpool deserved winners today. Sunderland and Leeds is both winnable games, and but we need to win them. And then with the Champions League against Inter coming up after that. But look, I suppose we won't look too far ahead. That's pretty much it. I mean, Wirtz I thought was very good today. I think Wirtz was our best player today. I thought he was a standout player, and I think it's we need to get him into the team as the games goes on, and stamp his place in the team, because I think if we are successful at all, it's going to be with him in the team. Szoboszlai, you can't Szoboszlai's. You can't. I don't think there's a better midfielder out there with him. He works so hard. He's a great midfielder, so we're always going to have a chance with him in the team. West Ham didn't have a lot of chances, so you could say I think our back line was solid enough today, so that's a start. But look, it's 3 points. It's badly needed, but it's only 3 points. We need to get momentum, and we need to get a few wins behind us. So I'm happy. We badly needed it. And let's go on to the Arsenal-West Ham game, the Arsenal-Chelsea game, which is going to be interesting today, because Arsenal is the standout team in the Premier League this season. They have been. They've been the standout team. And it's hard to believe that if Chelsea beat them at Stamford Bridge today, that Chelsea's only 3 points behind them, which is crazy, because all I've looked at is really this season, has been Arsenal. Arsenal look like they're head and shoulders above everyone in the league. And yet, today, if Chelsea beat them, and Chelsea's in a bit of form. Now, you have to still fancy Arsenal. Against Arsenal are a better team, let's be real about it. But I'm saying, as far as putting pressure on them, it's a great opportunity for Chelsea to get 3 points. But anyways, that's the game I'm going to watch after this now. And look, it's 3 points. It's a win. We need 2 more. Okay, talk soon.